Jim Tedesco here from Millennium County RR version 2.0. Got a little bit more done. Actually, I got a lot done. So without any further ado, I figure I'll show you what I've done. Hang on just a minute. Let me reposition the camera. Alright, here we are. Well, I've got the main bench done. That's for the work or the office area. That's where I'll call it the media center. The computer will be there, and I think the 3D printer is probably going to be over there on the left. I'm not sure yet. Got the big 40-inch monitor up for the computer, and a 24-inch or 26-inch, I don't remember which, smart TV so I can watch YouTube videos and what have you. That's operational. Let's see, and of course I did the cantilevered legs. I guess that's the proper term. So nothing's touching the floor. Now speaking of floors, most of the floor is done. I got to go around the edges yet. I'll probably do that tomorrow. But they came out real nice. So, and then of course, I did more of the ceiling. I got the ceiling over the office area done. And then I started going down along the side. Because it's difficult to do bench work when you don't have a ceiling in yet. Or vice versa. Yeah, difficult to do the ceiling when the bench work's already in. Now, I didn't finish the bench work. I just did the back straps. And the reason why is you'll see that board over there right in front. That's going to be the incline for the second level. So that's not done yet. I'm just fooling around, trying to get an idea what kind of, I don't want to go more than, hopefully no more than 2% grade. And I went out and have you guys, well, you guys know Ron's trains and things. I was watching one of his videos and he recommended this level. So I went out and bought one. I'll tell you what, it's pretty cool. It tells you what your grade is. You can zoom in on that a little bit. So right now it's at 1.85, just under 2, which is fine. So of course, now I'm going to have a wider board here. This, like I said, this is just for testing purposes. There's going to be a 6-inch wide or an 8-inch wide, I'm not sure yet, 1x6 or 1x8 strip that's going to go all the way around. And it'll probably land it right up here at the top of this. When it gets to the other side, then the other side will be the staging area, or at least presumably. And then back here, I got the back straps in. You'll see it looks kind of weird. Well, in between the two upper boards, where they end, is room for my bridge. Remember my bridge from the old layout? So I'm going to have the bridge sitting on top of that once it's done, and a valley below, and that's what the bottom board is for, to configure a valley in there. I'm probably going to do the same thing on this wall. I haven't gotten around to that yet, and it's going to be a while because I haven't done the ceiling yet either. Like I said, I've got that far with the ceiling. I want to finish the floor tomorrow. And I've got the white baseboard that's going to go along the whole bottom. And like I pointed out before, I put the door trim up, so the door is now officially done. All the outlets are taken care of, outlet covers and what have you. Remember my clock? It's up and running. And the air conditioner's on right now. It's set at 73, and I'll tell you what, it's a little chilly in here. And I started putting up my puzzle paintings. There's one, and there's two. I'll have more up tomorrow, so hopefully tomorrow. I'm not really 100% sure. Now, you guys think this is a clean area. I mean, let me tell you something. This place was an absolute disaster mess. There was sawdust, there was sand, there was drywall dust. It was just totally disgusting. I cleaned up everything. Actually, I got my wife to do most of it. She's better at it than I am. So we got everything pretty well cleaned up. And once I get the floor done over there in that corner, I'll put the bench against the wall, and that's where that'll stay. Got my chop saw out here now. I did a little bit of cutting in here, but it makes a lot of mess. I think what I'm going to do is, I've got my little workbench out here that folds up really cool. I'm going to take it outside and do all my cutting outside from here on in. Better make a mess out there in the sand than in here, right? So, I've got to get more foam for the ceiling. I'm going to need, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Probably need 5 more sheets. There's a lot of waste, unfortunately, but that's just the way it goes. So, but it don't look too bad. It's not, not totally great. I mean, there's some flaws, but you're not going to be looking up at the ceiling, presumably. So overall, it don't look too bad. Let's see what else. I think that's about it. Got a pretty good stack of wood going there, and the baseboard and the upper trim. So I got enough stuff to keep me busy for a little bit. I'll have to get more 1x4s though. I'm gonna need a lot of those. I think I bought 20, or no, how many did I buy? I bought 10 of them. I'm probably gonna need 20 or 30 more. Tell you what, those things aren't cheap, but they're cheaper than 2x4s. I would have went with the 2x4s, but you really don't need them. I'm using the 2x4s for my cantilever legs. Those are 2x4s, so that's where most of your strength is. I mean, I've already stood on this counter here, and I weigh 222 pounds, so hold my fat ass up, it'll be fine. So, the trains won't be as near as much weight as that. Plus, the cantilevers will be every, I think, 23, 24 inches on center. Not 16 or 14 like a house, but it's wider here, and you can see the maybe you can see the black lines. That denotes where the studs are. So that's where my cantilever legs will go. So I'll screw right into a stud. Oh yeah, for some reason, I know a lot of you guys, and I've seen this done many times, where you build your basic box for the shelf frame and then mount it to the wall. Now I didn't do it that way, and there's kind of a reason why. It's easier the way I do it, and I use these brackets. Let me grab one over here. They're cheap enough and they do the job, plus you can manipulate where these need to go. So they just mount right here on the, if I can zoom in on it, there you go, they mount right there wherever. And I can set them up so that they'll be in line with the studs in the back. So that's the way I did the last one down in Naples. And I figured, stick with what you know. Now in Naples I used 2x4s because 2x4s were cheap back then, and really I just really overbuilt it. It was unnecessary, but since I don't have any lumber and I have to purchase it all, it's cheaper to buy the 1x4s than it is 2x4s. I don't know what the 1x6 is. I think it's 1x6 or 1x8. I'm thinking it's 1x6. For the second level, I don't know what that's going to cost, but I imagine those won't be cheap either. Nothing ever is. But, and I'll have to make, for the lower part there, I'm going to have to make some piers to hold it up and keep it level. But once we get to the point where that bracket is there, I could use the rest of the brackets to go the rest of the way up. And I'll paint those the same as the wall, at least the against the wall, so you won't see them. They'll blend in better. And let's see, that's about it for the moment. So I don't want to drag this out too long. Let me try and keep these videos short and interesting. Alright? So anyway, that's where I'm at, and there'll be more to come in the following weeks or days or who knows when. Probably the next video will show maybe some of the bench work coming together. There's a lot to be done, and tell you, I'm getting really tired doing all this work, but hey, it's got to be done. It won't do itself. Anyway, it is fun to a certain degree. And I'm really looking forward to laying track and buildings and lighting and all kinds of, you know, fun stuff like that. That's where the real fun begins. So, rather than bore you to death, I'm going to go ahead and sign off now. And as always, keep it on the rails. And we'll see you real soon. Bye.